I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to another episode of my Sunday Sewing Catch Up. We're on episode 41, and as usual, I've got various things that I'd like to share with you today, including a couple of things that I've been sewing. I've got 2 new patterns that I've been buying this week. I don't have any fabric, but I have got some projects cut out which I'll share with you, and then a couple of sewing challenges. So before I dive into all of that, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. And I am wearing a relatively old make. I can't remember when I made this, but it's definitely over a year ago. And it's a pattern by Selkie Patterns, and it's their Rossetti dress. And there's different variations for that dress pattern. I'll put in some images of like the line drawing so you can see what that pattern looks like. I've only actually made one version of this dress, and I did really love making it, and I really love quite a lot of the different features about the pattern, which I'll talk about in a second. But it is a very fabric hungry pattern. I think you need over 4 meters of fabric, so I think that's why I haven't gone on to sew more of this version or more of this dress. This fabric was bought from Oso Shop ages ago. It's a beautiful viscose, which is green, my favourite colour, and it's got flowers all over it. The Rossetti dress is like a faux wrap, so the wrap is caught into almost like a tiny little, it's not really a waistband because you sew the elastic on the inside, but it's not like a waistband where you feed the elastic in. It's got this sort of subtle V, and I have got a vest top on underneath because I do find that V quite deep. It's got these really gorgeous like ruffles sewn in between like a this is like a grown on sleeve, and you catch the ruffle in between that pattern and then the front pattern pieces, and then there's a yoke on the back of the dress, and then along the middle, so you've got that wrap there, and then along the middle you've got elastic that's sewn into this section, and that goes all the way around, which sort of brings it in, and then you've got this really drapey sort of skirt, and it's maxi, so it goes all the way down to the floor. Super swishy in this fabric. It's a really lightweight viscose fabric, which I love. And then I'll just show you the back. That's what the back looks like. I really love this pattern, but it is fabric hungry. The skirt, if I remember correctly, is cut on the bias, so it means that the skirt pattern piece is massive, but you also need a lot of fabric because of the way that you cut it out as well. I'll link the pattern down below if you're interested in checking it out. It was a really enjoyable sew, and this dress, every time I put it on, it's just super comfortable. So that's what I'm wearing today. So in terms of what I've been sewing this week, I've sewn up 2 of the same pattern, and then 1 of a pattern that I've sewn quite a few times and I've worn quite a few times because it's becoming quite a staple for my work wardrobe and my summer wardrobe because it's really comfortable. It's got pockets, which is great, and it's also got a ruffle. So I think I'll talk about the skirt pattern first. It's a pattern that I've talked about loads on my channel. It's a free pattern, which I'm always here for free patterns. I think that's amazing. And it's the skirt pattern by the Little Pomegranate, which is called the Sabina skirt. So I've had this cut out for ages. I've talked about this already, in this beautiful chambray fabric. And it's got little strawberries all over it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the weight of the fabric, and I think it's going to be perfect for work, just paired with a t-shirt. The Sabina skirt has got this elasticated waistband. It's got the slanted pockets here, which are really roomy. Great for putting post-it notes and pens and tissues at the moment because hay fever is so awful. And all the bits and bobs that the children give to me. And then it's got this ruffle on the bottom, which I think is just so fun. It's such a beautiful detail of the pattern. So this is the line drawing for the Sabina skirt, which is by the Little Pomegranate. You need to just go and sign up to their newsletter, and then you'll get access to the pattern, and I'll link all of that down below. Yeah, it's got slanted pockets, it's got an elasticated waistband that goes all the way around, and that creates this lovely gathering, and then you've got the ruffle on the bottom. I have sewn a version in linen where I didn't put the pockets in because I didn't have enough fabric, and I just cut the back part of the skirt on the fold twice, omitted the pocket, still had the waistband and still had the ruffle on the bottom. So if you're not keen on the pockets, then you can just omit them by cutting the back piece twice. It's a beginner pattern, so it's aimed at beginners, and it's a woven pattern as well. So in terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend light to medium weight woven fabrics. If you're a beginner, then they recommend that you go for like a stable fabric, like a chambray or a cotton lawn, cotton poplin, seersucker, shirting fabric. And that means that it presses beautifully and it's really easy to handle. If you would like more of a drapey look, and I have sewn a couple of them in like a viscose or a viscose crepe, which creates a really lovely drapey look, then you could go for more drapier fabrics like a viscose, a rayon, a crepe, a tencel, that kind of thing. And I've sewn the skirt up in both types of fabric, more of a stable fabric and more of a drapey fabric, and it works with either type of fabric. In terms of sizes, it comes in UK 6 to UK 34. So for a UK 6, it's a waist measurement of 25 inches and a hip measurement of 34.5 inches. And then for a 34, it's a waist measurement of 51.5 inches and a 61-inch hip measurement. It's a really fantastic pattern. I've seen so many beautiful versions on Instagram, and it's really comfortable to wear as well. And it goes brilliantly just with a t-shirt tucked into it. And then I tend to sort of make the t-shirt a little bit billowy by pulling it out ever so slightly. So that is the first thing that I've sewn up. With all of these makes, I'll link patterns down below and where possible fabric down below, and I'll also put in images of me wearing them so you can see what they look like. I've also started sharing over on Instagram a little reel video of me moving in the garments, because I think it's important to see how the garments sort of move on the body and how they fit the body as well. So I've started doing that over on my Instagram page. And over on Instagram, I'm at The Baker That Sews if you don't follow me already. And then the two garments that I've sewn up using the same pattern, you might be able to guess if you watched my last video and I talked about this pattern. I absolutely love it. It's a new pattern by the Friday Pattern Company, and it is the Sawara set. So I made a set in a seersucker gingham fabric that I got from Lamazi Fabric, and they have just shared some gorgeous seersucker gingham fabrics, absolutely beautiful. I'm resisting temptation at the moment. I'll put some images in of what the fabrics look like, but there's this gorgeous sort of bright orange fabric that I am tempted to go and buy some to make a set, because I think it'd be really cool for the summer, and especially going away on holiday. What I really love about the Sawara set by Friday Pattern Company is you can wear the top with something different, and then you can wear the trousers with something different. So I've got a couple of versions that I've sewn up this week, which I'll share with you, that I think will go really nicely just with a plain t-shirt tucked in. And then also I think this top would go really nicely with like a pair of shorts or something. And I just think it's a really versatile pattern. So that's what it looks like. It is this gorgeous sort of top with grown on sleeves, and it's got a wrap at the front, and there's an option for a tie. On all of mine I've sewn the tie just to give myself a little bit more coverage sort of here. And then the top has got elastic on the bottom, and then the trousers have got elastic at the top, and there's a drawstring as well. In terms of sizes, it comes in extra small and goes up to 7X. So for an extra small, it's a 32 to 33 inch bust measurement, 24 to 25 inch waist measurement, and 34 to 35 inch hip measurement. And then for a 7X, it's 59 to 60 inch bust measurement, 52 to 53 inch waist measurement, and 62 to 63 inch hip measurement. I've sewn up a small, which is a 34 to 35 inch bust, 26 to 27 inch waist, and 35 to 36 inch hip, because my hips are a 35 inch measurement and my bust is a 34. So I thought I'd go with the small, and actually it fits me really nicely. I'm really pleased. So these are the line drawings, just so you can see what the Sawara set looks like. And then it says that there's an optional front necktie as well, and you just catch that in the front and then you just tie it. It's really lovely. And then in terms of fabric recommendations, I recommend light to medium weight woven fabrics like linen, rayon, tencel, silk, or cottons would be great. So I've made one in a viscose crepe, and I've made one in a cotton lawn, and then my first one was made in a seersucker, and I have definitely got plans to sew up a few more, because I just think it's such a lovely versatile set that the top can go with different things and the trousers can go with different things as well. It's a two-piece woven set made up of elastic waistband pants and pullover top. It's the perfect outfit for road trips through the desert, sunset walks on the beach, or dancing the night away. The trousers feature roomy pockets and a waistband with a drawstring, and the top has a plunging V neckline that includes an optional tie closure. You can wear the top forwards or backwards, which I really love the idea of doing that. And it's a flowy set that's easy to sew and fun to wear with endless options for customization. It's a really enjoyable pattern to sew up. Friday Pattern Company instructions are brilliant. They really hold your hand. So let me show you. This is probably my favourite version. I'll put pictures in of me wearing it, but it's a cotton lawn that I got from Hey So Sister. I think it's so fun. I'd originally thought I was going to turn this into a dress. I'm actually really pleased that I've turned it into this set, because I just think it's super cute. And this is going to go really nicely. I've got a plain white t-shirt that I think will go beautifully with this just tucked in. So you've got those pockets, there's a little drawstring on the front, and then you've got the elastic waistband as well. They're fairly wide-legged, which I think is a really lovely look. It means that they're super comfortable to wear as well. And then the top is here. Now what I've tried to do with this set and the other set is I've added a little bit of length to the bodice, just because it is a cropped top. And I wanted to see if I could add a little bit of length to minimise how much of my tummy is shown when I wear the set. Because I feel comfortable like flashing my tummy when I'm on holiday, but walking around my hometown, I'm not sure I would feel quite so comfortable flashing my tummy. So I just wanted to see if I could I added an inch to the bodice for this set and the other set, just to see what that would be like. But here it is. It's still got that sort of plunging V. I have chosen to put the ties on the front as well there. And then you've got the elastic at the bottom. And then it's got this really lovely grown on sleeve as well. And I just think that fabric works so nicely in this pattern. I just think it's really, really cute. I'll put pictures of me wearing this so you can see what it looks like on. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that set, and I'm really pleased actually that I saved this fabric to use with this pattern. And then the second set, I used a viscose crepe that I've had for absolutely ages, and I got this from Sew Me Sunshine. I think I've probably had this fabric for at least over a year, if not longer than that. So it's this beautiful sort of almost jewel green. It's such a beautiful colour green. I really love it. Super drapey, and I was unsure how this pattern would sew up with a really, really drapey fabric, but it makes the trousers really sort of billowy and drapey, and just really, really, just a really lovely sort of summer style pair of trousers. I love how that fabric moves. I think it's beautiful. So exactly the same. It's got the drawstring on the front. We've got the pockets, there we go, and they're quite wide-legged as well. And the trousers do go down to your ankle here, so they're not cropped. You could make them cropped. I think it would work really nicely as a cropped trouser. And then here is the top. And this top was what I was worried about in that drapey fabric, because you can see that plunging V does drape more in that fabric. So I was a little bit worried about that, because I didn't want to be like fully exposed in the chest area. But I think it works really nicely. And then again, I've got the ties there. You've got this really lovely grown on sleeve. And then it works really nicely with that elastic on the sort of bottom of the top as well. And again, I think this would go really nicely with a plain pair of shorts or a plain skirt. And I think a white t-shirt would go really nicely with these trousers, but also with these trousers too. Or I've got a lilac t-shirt that would go really nicely with these trousers as well. I can see myself making so many more pairs of the Swarovski set. I think it's just such a versatile pattern. And I've seen, again, loads of beautiful versions over on Instagram. I've seen a really gorgeous gingham set, and I've got a couple of pieces of gingham fabric in my stash that I'm quite tempted to turn into the Swarovski set. So definitely a fabulous pattern in my book. I've really, really enjoyed sewing that one up. So that's everything that I've sewn up this week. Both patterns were patterns that were familiar to me. I have got, as always, loads and loads of projects that are cut out ready for me to sew up, and I'll be talking about my sewing plans for the week at the end of the video. But now I've got two patterns to share with you. One of them was inspired by the Sewing Bee, which I'm really, really enjoying watching, and then the other one is a new pattern. So I'll talk about the new pattern first. So it's a pattern by Jennifer Lauren Handmade. I've got a couple of Jennifer Lauren patterns. My favourite pattern by Jennifer Lauren is the Bastion clots, and I've made quite a few versions of the Bastion clots. I absolutely love them. The new pattern that's come out is called the Isla wrap dress, and it says, a perfect mix of 1950s house dress meets modern day wrap dress. Isla is suitable for confident seamstresses looking to upskill. It comes in sizes 6 to 24 A to D cups, and then the curve sizes 16 to 34 C to F cups. And this is what it looks like. It's got this really gorgeous wrap detail on the back, which is what I was drawn to. I really love the shape of this top and also the shape of the skirt as well. And I've got a couple of fabrics in my stash that I think will work really nicely for the Isla wrap dress. Here are the line drawings, just so you can see. It says, with grown on sleeves and a wide, gently rounded neckline, buttoned at the top back neckline, Isla includes waistline darts for bodice shaping at the front and back. The gentle gathered skirt includes inseam pockets and falls to below the knee. The back wrap bodice is gently angled from the centre back neckline down to the waist. The waist ties are then used for closing the dress at the waistline, cinching it in as much as you please. Extending the length of the ties is easy to do if you prefer to tie your bow at the back. The back skirt overlaps almost side seam to side seam. It's stepped back just a smidge so you can't see the edge of the skirt when looking from the front, meaning you have plenty of coverage even in windy weather. Isla is the wrap dress of dreams, a mix between a 50s house dress and a casual modern wrap dress. She's cool, comfortable and layerable for all occasions and seasons. So I didn't realise actually that the skirt wraps at the back. It's going to be a bit tricky to show you on these line drawings, but it wraps at the back here, and then you've got that button at the top, and then you've got the ties at the front. I think it's a really interesting dress pattern. In terms of fabrics, they recommend a wide range of lightweight woven fabrics with some drape. You can choose any of your favourite fabrics, from cotton lawn, voile and poplin to linen, light chambray or denim, as well as double gauze, sateen and seersucker. Rayon, silks, crepes and other slinky fabrics suit Isla perfectly as well. Do be mindful of the weight of the back neckline closure you use with these light fabrics though, as they can sag. And then in terms of sizes, for a 6, it's a high bust measurement of 29 1/8 of an inch, an A cup measurement of 29.5 inches, B cup measurement of 30 1/4 inches, C cup measurement of 31 1/8 of an inch, D cup measurement 32 1/8 of an inch. A waist measurement for a 6, 24 1/4 inch measurement, and then a hip for a UK 6 hip measurement 35 1/4 inch. And then for the curve size chart, it goes up to a 34. So for a 34, it's a high bust measurement of 56 3/4 of an inch, and for a C cup measurement 58 5/8 of an inch measurement. For a D cup, it's 59 5/8 of an inch, E cup 60 5/8 of an inch, and F cup 61 5/8 of an inch bust measurement. And then for a 34 for a waist, it's a 51 3/4 inch measurement. And then for a hip measurement for a 34, it's 62 3/4 inch measurement. I think it looks like a really interesting pattern, and I'm really looking forward to sewing up. I've got a couple of cotton poplins in my stash that I think would work beautifully for the Isla dress, especially as a first sort of go at trying the pattern, almost acting as a wearable toile. And then I've got this month's Sew Hayley Jane fabric, which I think I'm going to use to sew up the Isla dress. I've got it here, so I thought I'd share it with you. So the fabric that I got in this month's Sew Hayley Jane box is a cotton poplin, and it's got strawberries all over it. I really love the pop of that green leaf and those bright red strawberries, and I think this would work so beautifully as the Isla wrap dress. So I think that's what I'm going to use my fabric for from this month's Sew Hayley Jane box. And the next pattern, I got inspiration from Man Yi, who is one of the contestants on this year's Sewing Bee. For the third challenge, they had to do summer coordinated sort of sets, and she made the most gorgeous lemon print, like top, bustier type top, and with some really gorgeous box pleat shorts. So I watched the Sewing Bees video that they do each week after the Sewing Bee episode has aired, where they try and find as many of the patterns as possible, and they suggested the Rose Cafe bustier dress, which is by Daria Pattern Making Patterns. I've seen so many gorgeous versions of this dress over on Instagram, and I know so many people have absolutely loved sewing it up. There's a full sew along over on their YouTube as well, which I'm definitely going to use. I'm definitely going to toile this dress, and this will be a half-term project. I know that Sandeep is currently toiling it. It's been really interesting to see her experience of toiling it and the tweaks that she's had to make it fit her body. So I will do a vlog detailing all the different tweaks that I've had to do when I toile it eventually to sew up my actual version. But I'm really excited about sewing this up. I'm really tempted to sew it up as a top and then use a shorts pattern to make a little set like Man Yi did on the Sewing Bee, because it's absolutely beautiful. I'll put a picture in case you haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I've admired this pattern for ages and thought, I don't think I would wear this sort of thing in my day-to-day life. But I could definitely see myself turning it into a cute little top, maybe with some shorts, but then I might sew one of these for my holiday as well and maybe take it on holiday with me. we'll see. I mentioned this before, but it's my husband and I, it's our 10-year wedding anniversary this summer. So when we're away, we'll be celebrating our anniversary. So I might use this pattern to sew up a dress that I can wear when we go out to dinner. We'll see. So it's called the Rose Cafe Bustier Dress by Daria Pattern Making. So in terms of sizes, European sizes, it comes in 32 to 52, and then US sizes 0 to 20. So for a European 32, which is a US 0, it's an under bust measurement of 26 inches, a waist measurement of 23.6 inches, and a hip measurement of 34.6 inches. And then for a European 52, which is a US 20, it's a 41.7 inch under bust measurement, 40.9 inch waist measurement, 50.3 inch hip measurement. And then you've got a cup size chart, which starts at a AA and goes up to a K. So I'm definitely going to read the instructions before I even start toiling it, and I'm going to watch the sew along as well, just so that I get my head in the right mindset for sewing it up, and also thinking really carefully about that fit as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to put in foam cups because that is an option. I'm going to watch the sew along and see if I think that's necessary or not. I'd really love to know if any of you have sewn this pattern up and what your experience was. I've heard that the sew along is fantastic in terms of helping with sewing up this pattern. What I find really helpful with this pattern is you've got a little shopping list of all the different things that you need in order to sew it up. So it says the main fabric, the sample is made from a textured tweed with lurex, which is best because it's soft and fluffy enough to make non-padded cups from it. Heavy or medium weight, non-stretch or with a low percentage of elastane woven fabrics are recommended. And then you need interfacing, stay tape, lining, and it says if using stretch fabric, the lining should also have stretch. Ribbon for straps, which can also be sewn from any fabric, a hidden zipper, and then underwire channeling, which is optional. It says it's used here to cover an overlock stitch on the cup seam. In this case, channeling is a decoration. You can leave it with an overlock stitch if you don't have this channeling, or use soft elastic. Also, you can put matching underwires in channels, but the instructions don't provide it. So I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge sewing up this pattern, which is why I'm going to tackle it in the half term, because what I'd like to do is sew up a toile, and then once I've got the fit correct, I want to cut it out in my main fabric, and I'm going to go through my stash and see what fabrics I think would work really nicely. I'm also going to go onto Instagram and have a look at the hashtag for the Rose Cafe Bustier, so that I can have a look at some versions and get an idea of some of the fabrics that might work for it too. So a bit more of a challenging make, but I think it'll be a really enjoyable sew, and I think I'll learn lots as well, especially around fitting. But here are the line drawings again, just so you can see what they look like. I really love everything about this top part, and then the skirt, and then it's got a zip down the back as well, and I really love these ties. So yeah, I was feeling really inspired after watching the Sewing Bee. I'm really enjoying this year's series. I enjoy it anyway, but I'm really enjoying this year's series. So on to a couple of sewing challenges, and these are challenges that I've talked about before, but there's been some more details released, so I thought I'd update you. The first one is the hashtag SewFruity22, which is run by Blossom Sandwich. I'll link her details down below so you can go and give her a follow. But throughout June, we need to share inspiration and make a fruity item to win prizes. The idea of the challenge is to inspire you to make something new. We can share previous fruity sewing projects with the hashtag SewFruityInspo, and I did take part in this when the challenge was running last time, so I've got loads of Sew Fruity inspiration in my wardrobe, and I've got one Sew Fruity make ready to share. Well, actually I've got two, so I've got this one and I've got this one, so I'm going to hold fire until it's June and then share those makes. So you can play around with the fruit theme. You can use fruity print fabric, you can add some fruity embroidery, you can sew using fruity colours, you can sew using patterns that have got fruit names. There's no specific reveal date, we're just encouraged to share throughout the month of June. And then we need to make sure that we use the hashtag SewFruityWhip to show our progress. And then to show your final garment that you want to share as part of the challenge, if you use the hashtag SewFruity22 and make sure that you tag Blossom Sandwich in your finished garment as well. So I'm really excited about taking part in this challenge. I have got some more fruity fabric in my stash, which I'm looking forward to turning into garments as well. But I've already got a couple of fabrics that I can share, or a couple of makes that I can already share using the hashtag SewFruity22. I'm going to wait until June because that's when the challenge is running, and then I can share those, but I might share them as a sort of whip at the moment. And then the second challenge is a t-shirt challenge, again running in the month of June, and it's run by So Joey, who is over on Instagram, and she's also got a YouTube channel, so I'll link all the details down below. But the hashtag is hashtag t-shirt for summer 2022. It's a t-shirt challenge where we're being encouraged to upcycle, use scraps or use recycled fibres. We can sew a t-shirt, t-shirt dress or jumpsuit throughout the month of June. You can enter as many times as you like between the 1st and the 30th of June. And then we need to use the hashtag t-shirt for, which is the number 4 summer 2022. And then make sure that you tag So Joey in your reveal garment. You can increase your chance of winning by doing 2 things. Take a photo styling your make 3 different ways. And then the second way of increasing your chance of winning is using scraps, recycled fabrics or upcycled fabrics for your t-shirt, t-shirt dress or jumpsuit. And then the 1st of July, the winners will be announced. So both challenges, there are prizes, which is really exciting. So I just thought to update you on both of those challenges. I'm going to be taking part in both of them. And then I always like to finish my videos by sharing some of my plans for the following week. So I talked about a joggers and jumper set that I wanted to get cut out and maybe start sewing this weekend or early next week. My patterns have arrived from Sewsatisfaction, so I've got them here. And they're both by Closet Core Patterns. So I've got the Mile End sweatshirt pattern, and I'm going to sew up this version, which is version B, a sweatshirt with a gathered band. I really love this detail here. I think it's so lovely. And then I've got the plateau joggers, which is here, and I'm going to be sewing up this version, and I'm not going to sew up. So there's an option to sew up the pants using elastic to finish the ankle, but I'm going to use fabric to finish the ankle. And then the fabric that I'm going to use is a fabric that I got from Semi Sunshine, which is on a black background, and then it's got all these different shapes all over it, which are different colours. So I'm really excited about turning this into a jumper and a jogger set. And again, I think with the joggers and the jumper set, I'll be able to pair them with different coloured t-shirts to go with the joggers. And then the jumper I'll be able to put with different bottoms that I've got as well, just as an extra layer to keep nice and cosy on those evenings that are perhaps a little bit chilly. So I've got both of those patterns cut out using that fabric, so I'm looking forward to sewing those up this week. My love for the Bella Loves floor dress continues. I've talked about sewing up a couple of top versions as well, but I haven't got around to cutting those out yet. I'm going to go through my stash because I've definitely got some cotton poplins that would work in that gorgeous sort of floor dress wrap with the ruffles. I think it would work really nicely with a skirt or some shorts or some high-waisted trousers for the summertime. But I had this fabric in my stash. I can't remember where I got it from, but it's a really beautiful cotton lawn fabric that's got sunflowers all over it. It's really lovely and bright and vibrant. So I've cut this out and it's all ready to get sewn up. So I'm hoping I'll get a chance to sew this up this week. But I'm going to sew up the dress version of the Bella Loves pattern, the floor dress. I absolutely love that pattern. I've sewn up 4 versions so far, I think. And this is going to be a really gorgeous summer version that I might be able to take on my holidays as well. And then I have got a blogger make, which I shared the fabric ages ago, but this gorgeous denim fabric is a chocolate coloured denim fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics, and I'm going to turn it into the Persephone pants, which is an Anna Allen pattern. I sewed up a linen version of the Persephone pants, absolutely love them, wear them absolutely loads, and I think this pair would go so well with lots of things that I've got in my wardrobe. So I need to pre-wash my denim and then get that traced off, cut out, ready to sew them up. So I'm hoping to get that pre-washed today, and then I'll be able to cut out the pattern ready to sew up. And I might have a little bit of progress to share with you next week, we'll see. But I'm really looking forward to getting started on those trousers too. I think they're going to really add to my wardrobe. So those are all of my plans, quite a few plans as usual, but I do like to have lots of projects on the go. Do let me know in the comments below if you're working on a project at the moment, what pattern you're using. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd really love it if you could hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. Thanks as always for watching, take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!